Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to our third and final build order test for Civ 5. We are still playing as Korea, and my apologies if my voice is a little bit wonky today. I have a bit of a cold, so it might kind of sound a bit stupid. But I think I've saved the best build order test for last, and we've actually got a nice trinity going on here, because we've done one where we focused on tradition first. We've done one where we were focused on honor first, and this time we're going to be focusing on liberty first. And what liberty is going to do is it is going to give us a free settler and a free worker, which opens up some of our production. We can focus our production on things other than those units, so we can look a little bit more into buildings. It makes it that much more obvious that we are certainly going to be going for Great Library once again, which is always sort of enabling a good tech boost, but we're going to do an even more hardcore version of that sort of tech slingshot this time around, partially enabled by the fact that we don't have to worry about building those units. I'm going to set the warrior to auto explore, I think, so I don't have to micromanage it. I'm a little bit concerned that popping goody huts means that every play, and by goody huts I mean the ancient ruins, every playthrough of this game is going to be slightly different. I did one test run here where I found El Dorado. It's like, oh, 500 gold, yeah, that's not going to change the opening conditions. And actually, I hate El Dorado as a natural wonder. I think it adds too much randomness to this game, and I think it takes away from the strategy aspect. In a strategy game, like a pure strategy game like chess, there are no random elements whatsoever. I think some random elements keep it interesting, but that's a little bit too much. Same as if we pop a technology from a goody hut, but I guess I'm just going to automate this guy, so I don't have to micromanage him. And you will just, we'll have to, if it changes our opening situation too much, well, we'll just have to sort of take that into our final score. I'm also going to queue up a scout. For a couple of reasons. I do think that Monument is also an awesome choice early on, but we're not actually going to need our civics, our social policies, to kick in quite so fast this time. One of the things we could get is a worker out of it. Well, we're not going to have the technologies to really take advantage of the worker yet, so I'm going to go scout, and then I'll go Monument after. That way we won't get quite as accelerated with that. The scout also means if we discover more natural wonders, we get more innate happiness, which is going to help because we are going to go for a relatively early expansion, and that's going to be good. Not to mention pick up a few more gold pieces from discovering city-states. And this time I am going to try to make sure that as soon as I hit 310 gold, I'm going to buy a worker as well, because we are going to have again that early city, and we will want at least 2 workers, one at each city, improving things. Okay, we are done the scout. We're going to queue up a monument, and we're going to set him to auto explore as well. Next turn. Found some ancient ruins. Let's see what we get out of there. Hopefully nothing too imbalanced. We got a technology! Okay, so a technology is one of the most powerful things you can get, obviously, from an ancient ruin. And that is one of the reasons you get a scout, is because you can get stuff like that. So I guess even though you're not guaranteed to get a tech every time, you should sort of calculate that. You should allow for it, because your investment in the scout sort of is there to potentially net you things like technologies. It's not one of the techs on our path to our slingshot, so it won't change our timing there too much. Obviously, it does put us in a much better position, though, so that's good. Also means that our worker early on will have a little bit more to do, so that's good. And Soul has grown, population 2, good. We're about to get pottery. We're about to hit another goody hut somewhere. Okay, getting a free population is going to dramatically change our timeline here. But I guess we're going to keep going. Wow, this is actually a pretty good start. This auto explore guy. The thing is, I should have actually, in my other playthroughs, had the warriors and stuff auto exploring. It would have kept the gameplay a little faster, and it would have made it even, right? We would have auto explored the exact same stuff in every single game. Probably, because I think the auto exploriness is kind of deterministic. Bonus culture. Okay. So we're going to get social policy fast. Okay. I am officially a huge fan of going scout first now. That's it, officially. It's just there's too much good stuff. Now, part of it is because we know in this game, actually, we have no enemy civilizations that are very close to us. So we actually have pretty free reign over grabbing a lot of these goody huts. Sometimes you're going to build a scout, and you just won't get a lot out of it. But you'll always get something. So we got our first policy already, and we are going to pick up the Liberty Tree, which doesn't give us much right now, except 1 extra culture in every city, which doesn't help much at this time. Although, it's fine. It's fine. Let's go. Okay, we've just finished our monument. Awesome. Choose production. Now, at this point, I'm going to meet Lord Alexander of Greece. Hey, how's it going, buddy? So I think this is another potential juncture here. There's a few different plays that are pretty decent. You could even go for another scout here. I mean, there's all this stuff to the northeast that I haven't explored yet. I think there's a lot of value in making that move. I am going to go for the granary in this case, specifically because I do have the wheat and deer, which people have cleared up that... I read this as being, once you improve the tile, it kicks in the granary, but that's not what it is. It just gives these tiles +1 food, so when your city is just working that tile, you just get 1 more food, which means it's really good for this start especially. So assuming the wheat and the deer are going to be worked by my populace, and I think they will be once I build the granary, this granary is worth 4 food for 1 maintenance. It's fantastic. Help improve our growth considerably, so let us do that. Of course, growing soul will mean a hit in happiness, but at the same time, it's going to have a library here guaranteed, and libraries work on population size. The one thing that here, there's a little bit of a hole in my optimization. Writing's going to be done in 5 turns, and the building is only going to be done in 9 turns, so there's actually going to be a 4-turn window where I could be building the Great Library, and I won't be. What if I go production focused? We'll shave 1 turn off. It'll slow our growth a fair bit. Not to mention our gold production. Well, okay, it's going from 2 food to 1 food, 1 hammer, so that's pretty much break even. We do lose 2 gold in the thing though. I think I'm okay with this actually, because this is going to get the granary 1 turn faster, which means we will get to take advantage of the bonus food here. It means we will get the Great Library 1 turn faster, and I think there's enough of a benefit to that. Probably. Let me check our tech tree path. So we are going to then, after we finish this, we are going to research here and here, which is going to take an estimated 34 turns. I wonder how long it's going to take to build the Great Library. 185 hammers. We're producing 7 hammers. So 70, 40. We may not want to rush that much, actually. I think we actually will want to get a little bit more population out of it, because population leads to beakers, and we actually are going to need a little bit more beakers than library production. I'm going to leave it on default for now. It is the most efficient move, and we'll see what we want to do afterwards. I guess if we grow our population faster, it's also going to mean better production going forward. Hello, Genghis. But it's always something to think about. And trying to line things up is really good. My favorite would have been if we could somehow line up the end of writing with the production of the granary without losing too much efficiency, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. So that's okay. Okay, we're still exploring all over the place. Hello, Germany. How's it going? And we do want to stop at turn 51 if we can keep an eye on that as well. Oh, good job, guys. And we will finish off that barbarian before those other guys do. There's no risks around. There's no other threats around, so we should be able to safely kill him and then heal up. Awesome. Next turn. You know, the last time I set this guy on Auto Explorer, I don't think he went this far south, but that's okay. Hey, we get another policy. I will certainly be going for citizenship, which gives us the free worker. Also, the improvement construction rate gets increased, so that's good. We don't need to set there quite yet. Citizenship will be great. We'll go that way. And I do like that it unlocks right away. How handy of it to put it on the wheat right away. I like that idea. Let's construct our farm ASAPly. And you can just heal, and we'll get back to you soon enough. What a nice little desert here. We've got some floodplains and oasis. We've got writting. So happy we can writ. And continue forward. Open borders. So people have pointed out that if they want open borders, since I don't actually care for having open borders with them, the best thing I can do is sell my open borders. Apparently 50 is the sort of the standard. This is what the open borders is kind of worth, but if for some reason they're not liking you or not liking the trade, they might offer less and less and less. But if we can get 50 gold for it, that's awesome. And maybe I should actually go and talk to the other people I've met at this point, see if they're interested. Bismarck seems to be one of the there's diplomacy. One of the most level-headed guys. that I've noticed in this particular game. Yeah, see, this guy offers me less and wants gold per turn, so no. That might improve after we've known each other for a while. Just like Genghis, we've just met, so he's probably not going to be too receptive. Nope. So we'll come back to this later on. When they come and ask for open borders, they seem at that point to be completely receptive to the idea of paying for it. So I'll take advantage of that where I can. Again, we will pump up that early second worker as soon as we've got 310 gold if we stay on top of it. So next turn. We'll also have to make sure that our workers actually finish our construction. I kind of want to go back to the first run through where I played as whatchamacallit, Tradition, just because I made so many errors there, because I've been out of Civ for so long. But I think that's okay. So, still nothing going on. So exciting. And Tradition is really strong. Sorry, I mean Liberty, right? Liberty is really strong. Attacking would be bad. I'm going to sit here and rest in the woods. They'll attack me. Maybe I'll have healed 1 hit point. I'm not 100% sure. Choose production. Awesome. Start the Great Library. So that's 31 turns away. We're going to have to watch that very carefully. Our research is going to kick up a little bit as soon as we grow one. So we're 1 turn away from animal husbandry. We're 28 turns away from completing philosophy, which is perfect because we want philosophy to be done first. And why is that? Well, we are specifically going to be doing a Slingshot to civil service, which is a very expensive technology. The prerequisites are philosophy and trapping. So we are going to make sure we have both trapping and philosophy. And then by the time we finish the Great Library, and then we'll pick civil service as our technology, which means that any farms that have fresh water will get +1 food, which is good. It also unlocks pikemen, which are strength 10 unit, which is going to be much more powerful than pretty much anything else anyone will have at the time. We don't care about the mounted unit bonus, but the strength 10 is going to be great. It's not that expensive. And then we can use these guys to go and obliterate, I don't know, a barbarian encampments, or maybe even take on a city-state if we want. Or at the very least, we can defend ourselves very effectively with it. The trapping is also going to be good for us this game because we want to be able to create a camp on the deer. Not to mention revealing the horses will certainly be fine since we are going to be expanding soon. So we did actually finish that, which is good. Now, no, we're still a few turns from expanding. The gold would actually be nice. So it's a pretty good tile. Improve just gives us extra gold. Although I kind of like the deer idea because it will just... Oh, it gives us plus food. I thought it gave us plus production. Actually, I think the pasture will give us plus production. The deer just gives us bonus food in and of itself. We don't need the happiness yet. We won't need it until we expand. So I think I'll have time. I can build the deer and then swing over to the gold and do that. So that's good. So we're about to grow and get our animal husbandry. Hurrah. You are done healing up, so you can go back to exploration mode. Can you kill this guy? No. So just... Okay, you're going to explore that way. That's fine. I don't want to micromanage them. Oh, right, we don't actually have the camp yet. Herpaderp. Well, there's a mistake. We've lost, I guess, 2 turns of production with our worker, but that's... Oh, well, that's reality. That's going to happen. The goal here is not to necessarily have a perfect game, even though that would be nice. But it's also like, let's be realistic here. We're always going to make some mistakes unless you go back and reload. The goal is just to compare the sort of overarching strategies. Okay, we're only 24 turns away from completing the Great Library. We have to make sure we don't complete the Great Library before philosophy comes in. Okay, a map that has really no impact. We're not particularly happy, but that's okay. We're going to kick that up very shortly. 23 turns away, and 21 turns away. Okay, we're still doing well. We can always slow down the production a little bit by just moving some of the things around. You know, either through the city management or just manually, you know, taking the worker off a place that generates hammers and puts him somewhere else. Just makes him into a specialist or I don't know what. We can slow it down if we have to, but we won't have to. Still nothing much going on. Actually, we are pretty close to having a social thingy. I'm going to cancel the workers automation, and I'm going to send him back this way, so he's not too terribly far, because we actually want to settle very close to where this barbarian camp is. We'll see how that works. people are doing border pops. Next turn. So finish that mine. I think we are still on schedule. Trapping's almost done, so you can come back over to the deer now. It's by far going to be our strongest start. Partially because we got lucky, but partially because we set ourselves up to be lucky with all those goodie huts. So trapping is done, good. Scout, auto explore, and next turn. Someone's already classical. That's okay, we're going to get classical pretty fast. Camp, yeah, so the camp gives +1 productions. Excuse me. And adopt policy. So we are going to pick up the settler thing. We do have excess happiness, so we're in good shape there. We'll be picking up calendar soon after, so we'll be able to hook up the sugar as well. So, yes. And we are going to move this guy down to right over here. I hope we don't die on the way. It's still pretty early, though. We got that settler quick. Not much of a threat of roaming barbarians too much this close, although there is a camp here, but I think they're mostly static in that spot. Oh yeah, there's no way to avoid going through this hill, so I guess we go through this hill. Next turn. We have a problem. Philosophy 11 turns, and this is going to be done in 10. So we can't have that. There we go, 12 turns. Perfect. If need be, we can play with our queue, and we can queue something in front of the library for like a turn. Something crazy like that. Okay, we'll move right here. And we will settle right here, even though we've sort of going to compete with Genoa. I think it's a good spot, and it's fine. We're not going to be continuing this game, so this min-maxing is slightly less important. What to build here is actually another pretty decent question. I think I'm going to start with the monument, because I am actually going to want the border pops. I think I'm actually going to buy some of these tiles. Actually, that's a question that's worth asking. I may want to spend some money buying these tiles to stop Genoa from grabbing them, even though that delays a bonus worker. I don't think that's going to make a bunch of a difference in this particular replay, but it's a good question to ponder in general. If people have opinions here, definitely pose it. And maybe this is not a good place to settle, since we are so tight with the borders. I think if we're going to settle here, I think we actually have to commit to buying tiles. So actually, I will do that. I will buy this flat tile, and even though it's very expensive, I'm going to buy this hilly tile as well. And that'll be pretty good. So that's going to delay, you know, any worker purchase, but I think in this time, it's nice. On the other hand, the alternative is maybe spend money on military units or something. At some point, build military units and just take over Genoa. It's always an option. Okay, next turn. And actually, settling the extra city will have accelerated our research because we get +1 population, so we might be able to change this back to a default focus. 9 and 9. Let's leave it here for another turn. Scout is getting hurt pretty bad. We'll move him into the hills for defense. Can we take this guy on? Minor defeat. Not really. We'll just we'll fortify on this hill and let him attack us. So 8 turns, 10 turns. If we do this, 8 turns, 8 turns. Yeah, I want to make sure that we're ahead of things. Oh, we got a promotion. It's a good question. We might want to max heal to make sure we don't get hurt here. I think I'm going to take the healing promotion. Actually, I think that'll work out pretty well. Because I hopefully the scout doesn't die here, and then he'll live a nice long life, healing himself regularly and quickly. Come on, survive this fight. Go, go, go. Oh, he survived. Just freaking barely. Yeah, I'm not attacking. You're gonna sit here, fortify until healed, and hopefully, if he attacks you again, you will survive. But you should gain an extra hit point because of that promotion, and hopefully the fortification makes a difference. Yeah, timeline's still looking good. Excellent. Next turn. That deer's done, which actually does give us a production boost, that's right, but we are still okay. So that's good, and I suppose Well, I actually kind of would like to upgrade this because Seoul is really going to take advantage of these irrigated farms, but I also want a worker down here. Now, again, maybe I should have saved the money and purchased that worker. I think I will build the farm here. And then after that, I'm going to go and do the cows, and by then, I hopefully will have the calendar, in which case I'll grab the sugar down here. I think that'll be a pretty good set of moves. So, farm me up, baby. And next turn. We still have plenty of turns before we hit the 51 turn limit for this particular setup. Busan has grown already, wow. So that, yeah, we're still good in terms of time. Excellent. Some extra barbarians around here that might make a move on my worker here, or my warrior, but hopefully he's fortified enough that he can take it. Declaration of friendship, sure, that sounds fine. And speaking of which, yeah, these guys are still neutral, but maybe we can convince them to do something. Genghis Khan is actually ahead of us in score, which, considering that all the free stuff we got, is kind of a little terrifying, but nope. Never mind then. You're a jerk. And oh, you kill this guy. Just finish him off. Scouts killing brutes. Yeah! Wave them sticks around. Ha! And next turn. We are going to be in need of some happiness very soon because our people are going quickly. There we go. Philosophy, awesome. We got the temple, research agreement, classical era. Fantabulous. Choose research. Well, we are going to pick a calendar because we need more happiness. And we have sugar. Okay, you have completed that. Excellent. So you can come down here at this point. Actually, 5 turns for the sugar. That'll be pretty much perfect. Let's go straight there. Because we will need the happiness sooner rather than later. Yeah, we're already at 0. Our cities are just growing so fast. So we may get a couple of turns of no growth. Or very, very slow growth. Okay, 1 turn away from this. Oh, I should have done this right away. Default focus. 1 turn away, 4 to calendar. Good. Next turn. Alexander has entered the classical era. Great library completes. Hooray! We got a free tech, which we're going to take as civil service. We could also take theology, which is also just as expensive. But right now, and it's certainly good, but it's just a lot of buildings, and we don't have time to build buildings right now. We've got other stuff we have to be building, so this doesn't actually give us an advantage, whereas civil service does give us the food bonus, not to mention the option of building pikemen. And a wonder, which is not bad, but mostly it's just the passive stuff, more passive stuff. Welcome to the medieval era. So now, if we go back over here and check out Seoul, we're getting 3 food from this tile, which is awesome. Because I think the farm adds +1 food, so this would have gone from a 1-1-1 to a 2-1-1, and now it's a 3-1-1. That's nothing to sneeze at. And I say that because I kind of have to sneeze. Stupid cold. And then the question comes, okay, what do we build next in Seoul? There's actually a lot of options. We can try our luck to get a second settler, although at this point we'd really need another happiness resource, I think, to support that. I think we might want to build a worker at this point, or a pikeman at this point, to be honest. Or actually, I said worker. Another worker would actually also be really good. Just getting the oracles would also be awesome for the free social policy. I don't think we have to rush to it because most likely, like, we sort of beeline philosophy, so there's a good chance that we're very early on. We're one of the first people to get that, so we might not get beaten to oracles even if we get something else first. I think I'm tempted to just pick up a pikeman. Just get a little defenses. You know, some of the AI may even be getting a little bit... where's Genghis? He could technically move people here. Still kind of far, but I think one guy, and then we can go and bust up these barbarian encampments because, yeah, these guys are not really pulling it off. If we grabbed 1 level in honor, then we'd be able to do it. Then in terms of research, well, we can pretty much do anything we want, really. We could pick up the wheel to connect our cities, but I don't think that's necessarily needed yet. We could go down to ironworking, see where the iron is, and then decide on picking up a 3rd city, which actually I think I like quite a bit in general. It's not really going to be a factor in this game, just in the exercise that we're doing. The other thing is we could rush up to Compass, pick up the harbor, and then we can actually do trade over our rivers without building roads, which is actually going to be pretty beneficial. Although I'm not entirely sure it's going to let us build the harbor if we're not coastal. Must be built on the coast. Yeah, so even though we're on a river, we won't be able to take advantage of this. And never mind. So yeah, we'll just go down ironworking, just to go that route. And Fini, go. We're still at 0, so we're still okay. We've still got growth going on. We met Quebec City, 15 gold, which we can't do much with. People demand things, announce things. Yeah. If that barbarian had taken a little more damage, we might have been able to snipe something off, but we can't. So you are going to build a plantation, which will probably cancel every turn, so I'll have to keep clicking it because you see the barbarians, which is kind of annoying, but what are we going to do? We're still some way off of getting another social policy, but one of the big questions that would actually be, what do we get as our next social policy? Do we continue up here? +1 production is pretty good. Yeah, reduced culture cost is pretty good, and the Golden Age is okay. But that's more. Some of these are more. You need more cities to really make this worthwhile. +1 happiness for each city you own. This will be good, but this is sort of almost demanding that we have the 3rd city at this point. I like the free culture building a lot. I think that's really quite nice. Growth in the capital is pretty good too, just because our capital we want an awesome, powerful capital. But I think we might just finish Liberty or something. Completing the Liberty, you get a free great person, which is really good. Not much going on. We just have to watch the turn meter at this point. Yeah, we're not happy. That's fine, because we are doing something about it. So stop whining. Next turn. Yeah, see, keeps auto-canceling. No, keep working on that. Did you know in Greece are now allies? That's kind of annoying. Bronze working. And one of the things with building a military unit, we might be able to get some alliance with different people just by killing barbarians, clearing out camps, all that kind of good stuff. Have we never actually met these guys? It's kind of funny, actually. I suppose we could do that. We could just move our warrior 1 over and then back up to the mountain. It exposes us slightly, but I think we'll be okay. And it doesn't actually expose our worker, so sure, let's do that. Hello. It's kind of crazy. You continue working the plantation. We're turn 48. And it's worth noting, at this point, we have both the great library, a really awesome tech, and a 2nd city well before turn 51. This is actually, like, by far, I think, our best start. I'm going to back up to the mountain and heal from back there. Move up here. We'll refortify. 1 more turn. Keep working at that plantation, you stupid thing. Oh, we have to renew our open borders. That's fine with me. Let's resell that, because we could actually really use the money. I should talk to these guys. Look at the score! So good. Busiest people. We are middle of the road in terms of hammers. No, we know Bismarck is okay. What about you? Are you still being a jerkface? Well, you don't demand money anymore, but you don't sell it for much either. You have a lot of money. No, you don't want that, but what about a research agreement? Nope. Doesn't see a way to make that work. Does Bismarck have enough money for that? Hadn't noticed. He does. I'm sure you will want it. No. Really? Alright. Well, that's okay. I guess we'll just spend our money. I think it's 310. Yeah. So next turn we will just buy a worker. We're making a lot of money right now per turn. Holy cow. Is it just working that gold tile? From terrain, from buildings. Wow. Financially doing pretty well. You heal up, bud. You have finished that. Excellent. Which is actually another part of the reason we're making such an awesome income. Making huge bank. If I... Who am I controlling right now? Oh, you. If I move the worker over to the deer, technically it exposes him to a 1-turn kill from here. I could move my warriors onto flat ground and avoid that. But then makes me a little less strong as well. So you know what? I'm just going to move these guys over to the cows. That'll be fine. And you just fortify. Yeah, we'll move that pikeman down here, and we'll remove this wart on the landscape. Turn 51, or is next turn. So we'll hit this. There we go. And you know what? We will we're going to rush by a worker. I think it's definitely worthwhile. And that's it. That's going to be our turn. So our score is 148, definitely better than the previous games, and even ignoring the score. What did we end up with? We have 2 cities, 2 decently sized cities, and a wonder, which is awesome for Seoul or for Korea in all kinds of different ways. We know the area considerably. We've got good scouting. We can probably pick a good place to settle, like right around the sheepies. Someone in one of my last videos corrected my pluralization of sheep. I don't know if I addressed this already, but because I say sheeps, but I say it because it's cute. I know it's a plural. I also say fishes, and the plural of moose is meese. If you didn't know, 1 moose, 2 meese. Anyway, that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. This is the end of the exploration of the build order openings, and soon I will be coming at you with a real game of Civ 5, a full Let's Play. Leave your opinion in the comments whether I should continue this game or if I should start something else. I will not do a giant map. While that always sounds really cool, and I did try it that one time, the problem is it just takes way too long for these playthroughs. They're always fun to do offline, but they're just way too long. I won't do anything bigger than the standard for Let's Play, at least not for this Let's Play. So just leave me your opinion of maybe what civilization to play. In terms of whether to play on an Earth map or not, I guess leave your opinion. I know that the majority of you do tend to like an Earth map. And while it's sort of interesting, a lot of times I prefer not to play on it because I find the exploration aspect of Civ early on is quite interesting. And also the Earth map, Earth was not designed with game balance in mind, right? So some areas are better than others, and it's not necessarily conducive to the best gameplay. But who knows? Anyway, that's it. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.